Welcome onto your mat. We're going to do a yin practice again today, specifically geared to low back problems, but it is also a good practice if that's not an area of issue for you. If you have a yoga bolster, great, you can use that. You can also use couch cushions, or you can take just an ordinary pillow, fold it in half lengthwise, and wrap it up tight inside of a towel to support it in that shape. And we'll use that throughout the practice to support our bodies as an option to you, but if you don't have one, you can do this practice without as well. I have a yoga bolster, so I'll be using that today. In the meantime, you can find your way down onto your back and prepare yourself for your Shavasana. Take the feet and arms away wide from your body. Start to release the limbs onto the mat, into the ground beneath it. Tuck the shoulder blades beneath you, creating a sense of openness through your chest. Let the entire back body feel supported here in this space. If you do have current low back issues, you can always bend at the knees and bring your bolster or your pillow beneath them. For a little added support. And start to turn your awareness to your breath. Noticing the breath as it moves through your body. Feel the gentle rise and fall of belly and chest with every breath. Become aware if your chin is starting to reach up towards the sky. Can you draw it in slightly towards your chest, lengthening up the back of your neck? Throughout a yin practice, we tend to hold postures a little bit longer. We move a little bit slower, and there's a little less cueing involved as well. It allows the body an opportunity to really settle into the postures. While Shavasana is primarily a restorative, a restful pose, you won't be feeling many stretches here in this moment. For the other postures where we are in a position to notice a stretch, by holding that posture longer, we're able to go a little bit deeper into the body, into the fascia, into the connective tissue, and even into the joints. We also allow our minds the opportunity to learn how to be okay with stillness. That can take a lot of practice. Letting go of the need, the desire to move, to fidget, to look around from side to side. When you feel that desire, start to turn your attention back to your breath. Take a long inhale through the nose. And a soft exhale through the nose. Big breath in through the nose. A soft breath out through the nose. Continuing just a few more of those at your own rhythm and rate. We'll start to slowly awaken the body by wiggling the fingers and the toes. Find some gentle rotation through the wrists and the ankles in both directions. Slide your bolster away if it's beneath the knees. We're going to reach the arms up overhead, resting on the floor. Take one big full body stretch here. As you exhale, soften. We're going to walk the feet to the bottom right corner of the mat. Hips stayed centered or slightly to the left. And then encourage your upper body to the top right corner as well. Creating a C shape or banana shape with your body. Feet and hands are over to the right. Hips are centered or to the left and firmly rooted into the mat. Feeling a stretch here through the left side body. Option to keep the feet side by side or cross the left ankle over the right. And just let your body go passive here. Stopping at that point in which you feel sensation through the left side body. Never beyond. Softening through the face, the jaw. And feel the support of the floor beneath the left shoulder and left hip. We'll pause here in this position with our breath for a few minutes. And when you do feel the urge to move or fidget, just return your awareness to your breath. After several breaths, if you do feel that the stretch has eased off, that feeling of sensation has subsided, you can take that opportunity to move a little bit deeper, return to that edge, and then pause there with breath. Moving only for the purpose of leaving your body of pain or returning to a point of sensation. Not worrying about the amount of time that you've been in the posture or the amount of time to come. Simply experiencing it. Noticing where in your body you're feeling the stretch. If you're noticing that the sense of stretch or sensation in the left side has eased off, have one more opportunity to slide a little bit deeper into this pose by sending your hands and feet a little bit further over to the right. Taking just one more big breath here in this position. Slowly uncrossing the legs if they're crossed. Inch by inch, returning to the center. Moving slowly, mindfully, one limb at a time. And just pausing in the center, noticing any changes from side to side. And take a full body stretch to neutralize this rebound pose, to let go of that first side. Exhale to soften, release that stretch. And we'll move into the opposite side. So slide your feet this time to the bottom left corner of your mat. Lengthening through the spine, begin to guide your upper body to the top left corner as well. So the hips this time are centered or slightly to the right. Feet and arms are over to the left, and the entire right side body is in contact with the floor. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can cross the right foot over the left, but it's not necessary for this pose, as long as you're feeling a stretch of the right side body. Each breath in, creating a little bit of length in your body, and each breath out, melting you into the mat, surrendering to your pose. Remembering that we do hold these poses for a little bit longer, so you really don't want to go beyond the point of feeling the stretch. You never want to force your body or find yourself in any pain. So only go so far until you just start feeling a stretch. Wait for it to ease off and then go a little bit deeper. Checking in on your body here. Are you clenching any muscles? Are you forcing anything? Where can you find some softness? Just a few more breaths on this side. Giving your body one last opportunity to go deeper if you're no longer feeling the stretch. One final breath. And as you exhale, start to slowly unwind. Limb by limb, returning to center. And again, just taking a moment here in Shavasana, return your arms to your sides, legs extended long. Feeling the body, the changes, filling it with breath. Slowly draw the feet together at the bottom of the mat. Bend the knees and hug them in towards your chest. Give them a squeeze. And a gentle rock from side to side. Find stillness in the center. Hug the right knee in close. Extend the left leg long to the bottom of your mat. Left hand on the right knee. Extend the right arm to your side. Lengthen through the spine, and we're going to work our way into a twist by sending the right knee across your body over to the left. The knee can hover above the floor, or you can lay your bolster or a pillow beneath the knee. Maybe 2 pillows if one isn't enough. You can rest the left hand on top of the right knee if you like, or it can extend out wide beside you. Option to keep the left leg extended long to the bottom of your mat, or you can start to bend the knee, bringing the heel of the left foot in towards your bum. Option then to reach the right hand towards the foot. Maybe you can tickle the toes, take hold of them, and use the hand on the foot to draw the heel in a little bit closer towards your glutes. Work towards letting the right shoulder rest on the floor. So maybe that means you need a few more props under the right knee. Gaze is to the ceiling or over to the right. With each big breath in, feel the lower right corner of your belly rising up towards the sky. Again, we want the muscles to relax here. You want to be feeling a bit of a stretch, a bit of a twist, but we're not clenching anything. We're not pressing into the ground. We're not forcing our hand onto the knee or the foot. Let the muscles relax and feel safe. So that the body is able to settle into this pose. Have you lost track of your breath? You start to reconnect with it. Quiet the mind. They say the poses that you find the most challenging are the ones you need the most. And for many of us who live and work in a fast-paced environment, these moments of stillness can be so challenging, but so vital to balance in our lives. Taking just a few more breaths. And slowly turn your gaze back through center. Release the left foot if you've taken hold of it and slowly return it to the bottom of your mat. Draw the right knee back through center and hug it in towards your chest. Maybe taking a few circles with the right knee. Pause in the center. Draw the left knee in to meet the right. Give it a hug. Transition the grip over to your left knee. Extend the right leg long this time. We're going to move ourselves into the opposite side. So move your prop if you're choosing to use it on this side. Left knee in the right hand. Extend the left arm long beside you. Lengthen the spine first and then find your twist. Supporting the left knee with a bolster, a block, or whatever props you have nearby. And then again on this side, option to keep the right leg extended long or bend at the knee. Draw the right heel in towards the right glute. Maybe reaching down with the left hand, taking hold of a pant leg, a foot. You can use a strap if you have one to add length to your arm. And the gaze can be centered or over the left shoulder. Begin to direct your breath into the lower left belly, feeling it rise and fall. And you find it challenging to hold on to that breath, you can try adding a count to it. So counting in as you inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and counting out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, counting in, 4, 3, 2, 1, counting out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Choosing a count that works best in your body. And letting that be the focus of your mind, especially if you find challenge in these long holds. Giving it something else to focus on. Is your lower left belly still rising with breath? Can you let your belly become soft and really exaggerate that up and down movement? We're taking just a few more breaths on this side. Then we'll slowly begin by bringing our gaze back through center. Releasing the right foot, avoid a slingshot motion as it returns to the bottom of your mat. And slowly draw the left knee through the midline. Draw some circles with the left knee, hugging it in close to your body. Circling in both directions. And hug the right knee in to meet the left. Lower the feet onto the mat, bring the right arm up overhead. And slide over onto your right side body. You can hug your bolster in close, use it as a pillow if you like. Resting your head on the right arm. And when you feel ready, rising up onto your mat and finding a tabletop position. Take a few gentle sways from side to side, releasing any tension through the back body that may have developed. Finding some movement in the spine. And then lowering slowly onto your belly. We're going to come into a supported Sphinx pose. So you can slide your bolster beneath your chest. You want the elbows to be roughly beneath the shoulders. Stay open through the chest. Arms make parallel lines like the number 11. The wider your feet are, you're going to have a little less pinching in the low back. So the feet can be narrow, but if that's uncomfortable, start to send them a little bit further apart until you can relax here. Release through the ankles, through the legs. You can choose to remove the bolster. You can roll up just a towel or a blanket if the bolster is too big for your body. I have longer arms here, so it makes a little more space for my bolster to fit. But if you have different size pillows or just a rolled up towel, will work as well to support your body. Again, we're going to be holding this posture for a little while, so just make sure that there's no pinching or pain in the low back. A little bit of sensation, a little bit of a stretch is okay. I'm just creating some space through the back body. And again, the longer we hold, it'll start to move deeper from the muscles into connective tissues and even into the joints, the spaces between the vertebrae. Try to choose something a little bit beyond your fingertips to focus your gaze on and avoid shifting from side to side. For me, I'm responsible for watching the clock that we're not here for 10 minutes, so I may look from side to side from time to time. But you do your best at home to maintain a straight neck and a steady gaze. Can you find some softness through the arms and the shoulders so that they're not rising up into the ears? We hold a lot of tension in our shoulders and our necks. See if you can soften that while in this pose. The eyes can be opened or closed. The mind's eye focused on the breath. We're going to ease out of this pose and find a bit of a counter pose. So just lift your chest up, slide your bolster away. Lower down onto your mat. You can let your forehead rest on your stacked hands. Slide the feet towards the center of the mat. Turn the toes of the right foot to face the right side of the room, bringing the inner arch of the right foot to the floor. Start to bend through the right knee, sliding it over to the right, coming into half frog pose. So the right knee is bent over to the right side. The right inner thigh is pressing down towards the floor. Ankle is flexed. Then pausing here in breath. If you'd like this to be a little bit more of a multi-directional stretch, you can rest the forehead on just the right arm. Draw the left heel in towards your bum. Reach back with the left hand to take hold, or you can use a strap to add length to your arm. Just make sure if you are doing that the left side of the body is also able to relax. Don't force yourself into this. Either use a strap to add length to your arm and make your foot more accessible, or just release the leg to the floor and don't worry about that side for now. Feel the support of the floor beneath you. The body supported and safe. And able to relax. We have 1 more minute here on this side. If it's becoming too much, you can always release the left leg and simply remain in half frog pose. If the left leg is lifted, you can slowly release it, letting it find its way back onto the mat. Slide the right leg to meet the left. Give the legs a little wiggle from side to side. And then we're going to come into a second round of that supported Sphinx pose. Legs extended long behind you. The bolster beneath the chest, maybe a little bit under the ribs and belly. Elbows beneath the shoulders, chest and heart are open, palms face the floor. If you would like to go a little bit deeper and your body has the space to do so, you can instead bring the elbows up onto your bolster, adding a little bit of height. But just be really mindful here, if you're doing this practice because you have low back sensitivity, you have to really tune into that area. And if there's too much pinching, too much pain, or any for that matter, you should lower out and come down from this height onto the elbows, creating some space. We want to make sure that we're lengthening the low back, not dumping our weight into it. Whatever height you choose, just pausing there, knowing that at any time if it becomes too much, you can come out. Finding a point of focus for your gaze that allows your neck to remain long, the chest to remain open, and the shoulder can draw away from the ears. You don't stay quite as long in this pose, that's why we've done it twice. Because it can be a little bit too much for the low back. The half frog pose can be a great counter pose for you, releasing any tension that develops. The ideal situation for a yin practice is that you feel the stretch in the moment, but once the posture is gone, later on in your day, the following day, you should not be feeling the results of it. You shouldn't feel tightness or pain in the area that you've stretched. It's generally just an in the moment kind of thing. If you are feeling it the next day, it could be a sign that you've gone a little bit too far and you've pushed your body a little bit too much. We often refer to it as the edge. Coming to that edge where you just only start feeling a stretch, not beyond. If you feel the stretch and think, oh, that feels good, and want to go deeper and press yourself further, you're actually more apt to cause injury. That feeling is the body warning you not to go further, so don't. Take one more big breath here. And then we'll slowly lower down, removing the bolster. Find your way onto your belly, resting the forehead on stacked hands. Slide your feet together at the bottom of your mat. Turn the left toes this time to face the left side of the room, bringing the inner arch of the left foot towards the floor. Start to bend the left knee, bringing it out towards the left side. Left ankle is flexed for your half frog pose. The inseam of the left pant leg is facing the floor. The toes are pointing left, and the left knee is reaching away from the hips. The hips are centered and equally rooted into the mat. Take a few breaths here in your half frog pose first. Notice how it feels in your body. Notice the tension in the low back already starting to release. And then if on the other side you advanced into the quad stretch, by drawing the heel in towards the bum, you can do that now on this side. But if you did not do it on the last side, you're better to not do it on this side. We want to stay even from side to side. If you are drawing the heel towards your bum, you can reach back with the right hand. Maybe hug it in a little bit closer. Feeling a stretch now also into the front of the right thigh. Each breath in creates a sense of openness through your body, spaciousness. Each breath out really grounds you here on the mat, releasing any tension that may be in your body. Just one more minute here on this side. And then slowly release the right foot if it's drawn in. Slide the left foot to meet the right. Give your legs a bit of a wiggle side to side. Palms come to the floor beneath your shoulders. Press yourself up to tabletop. Again, just giving your hips a sway. Maybe bringing one shoulder to your hip and then the other. Just finding some movement through the spine. From here, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Turn the toes to face the right. Step forward to the top right corner of the mat. Heel toe, the foot through center for a low lunge. And then we're going to slide that bolster beneath us a little bit in front of but beneath your hips here. We'll readjust it as we lower down. From there, we're going to heel toe the right foot all the way over to the left and start to lower the right knee down towards the mat. As you lower, slide your bolster back to support your hips. I'm going to pivot to face you so you can see. The bolster is beneath the pelvis, both left and right hips supported. Right knee is reaching down towards the floor. It does not have to touch. And the sole of the right foot is facing the left. If this is really too much in your body, you can always come down onto your back. Place the right foot on the left thigh and send the right knee away from your shoulder for reclined pigeon pose. Either one is perfectly appropriate. You'll feel the stretch equally depending on your body. Your left foot can go up onto your bolster or onto a wall. Just find the level of pigeon that works for you. So again, if you're taking the full pigeon, the right foot steps forward. Heel toe, the right foot over to the left. Lower the right knee down and support the pelvis on your prop. Left leg extended long behind you, shoelace side of the foot on the floor. And whether or not you think you can have the hips on the floor without the bolster, it's sometimes nice to use it anyways. It just ensures that the pelvis is level. Often the right hip likes to dip down, lifting the left hip up, and we're no longer square through the pelvis. We want to remain straight through our entire body here. You can stay lifted up onto your arms. You can lower down onto forearms. You can also, through the luxury of pause, bring in a chair and rest your forearms and forehead on the seat of a chair. Just allowing yourself to find comfort in this pose. You'll likely be feeling a bit of a stretch here in the right outer hip and glute area. But the rest of your body can remain soft and relaxed. You can play with flexing or pointing through the right ankle depending on what feels best in the right knee joint. A lot of low back sensitivities stem from glute and hip, quads and hamstrings. When those muscles become tight, a lot of times it's the low back that takes the fall. So as you feel the stretch into that right hip glute area, just breathe space into it. Encourage it to soften, relax with each breath out. If you have sciatic issues, you'll notice often those pains, the pain that's associated with sciatic, will not just be in the low back, it actually moves down the legs as well, sometimes one side more than others. And while holding this posture, you'll probably find that that side is tighter here too. We're going to start to slowly rise up, taking your time. And however it works in your body, return to your tabletop. That may mean just shifting your weight to the right hip and sliding your foot around. Or you can tuck your back toes, lift your pelvis, and then step back to your tabletop. Give the hips a sway from side to side. We'll move through the opposite side. Left leg reaches out long behind. Turn the toes to face the left. Bend your left knee as you step forward. Top left corner of the mat. Reach for your bolster, slide it beneath you as you heel toe the left foot through center. And then gradually over to the right side of the mat, lowering the left knee down towards the floor and using the bolster to support your pelvis, both left and right sides equally. So the left foot walks over to the right, left knee lowers down, bolster slides beneath the pelvis, not the knee. Once you find that supported position, where both left and right hips are equally distanced from the floor, you can decide if you'd like to lower down all the way. Maybe you're onto forearms or onto a pillow. Or maybe you have a chair nearby or a bed or a couch that you can rest your forehead on. Again, giving yourself permission to come onto your back and take thread the needle or recline pigeon pose. Invite your eyes to close. Draw your awareness inwards to the breath and to your body, eliminating any of those extra external distractions. When we hold hip openers for extended periods of time, you can draw up old emotions, thoughts, memories. Know that that is normal. When you feel your mind starting to dart from point to point, give it something else to focus on. Return to that counting of breath, choosing the count that works best in your body, lengthening the inhales and slowing the exhales. We have just 1 minute longer on this side. See if you can hold stillness for the entire duration of that time. Slowly, mindfully walking the hands back towards yourself, rising up. However it works in your body, find your way to a tabletop position. From your tabletop, let the big toes come to touch, the knees go wide apart. Shift your hips back towards the heels. Slide your hands away from you and allow the forehead to rest on the floor or on your bolster for child's pose. Always the option to bring the bolster completely beneath you for some added support. Landing here in your child's pose. Letting each breath lengthen up your back body. And each exhale sinks your hips deeper and deeper towards your heels. With the forehead supported on something, a gentle rock from side to side. Massaging the third eye. Stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system. Encouraging your body to relax. Letting it feel safe and supported. And then finding some stillness. Breathing space into the low back. The mid back. The upper back and shoulders. The entire back body as one. Allowing it to expand in all directions with each breath in. And to soften with each breath out. Taking as much time as you have available to you in this child's pose. Using it as an opportunity to create space in the spine, soften through the hips, and to allow the mind to settle. And when it does feel time to get up and go, do so slowly and mindfully. Taking with you into the rest of your day, your evening, your week, a little sense of stillness and calm that you've cultivated here on your mat today. With such gratitude, as always, for you joining me in practice. Namaste.